Here we go. We made it. We're live. It's Wednesday. It's around 12:30. Normally we go live at 3, but guys, I gotta do it early today because Mama and I and the babies are going down to Lehigh Valley. We're gonna go to Torrey Restaurant. We're taking the kids out. Guys, we love y'all. Thanks for being part of my life. You know, the mission at Blue Ridge is to add value to people's lives every single day. We do it through experiences with people that you love. We want to create a moment out here that you will never forget. So guys, if you haven't been to the winery lately at night, check it out. There are now 1.2 million lights strung throughout the vineyards, and the lower vineyard now has color on it. It rocks. Oh my God, guys. So last night, I'm writing around. Thanks. I love it. Mary Wade, you jumped in. I love that. Mary Wade's here. What's happening? I know. I'm thinking, man, I'm kind of throwing everyone for a loop today because we're not here at 3 o'clock. But I got to get running. It's going to be great stuff. And I'm getting more sleep in me. Can you tell? I feel more upbeat. Oh my gosh. Man, lately I've been getting more sleep because the kids are on spring break right now. So I've been sleeping more. I feel so much better, guys. Oh my God. Sleep is highly underestimated, isn't it? So last night I'm laying there in bed and I wrote Ralph. I go, Ralph, what was that one topic you wanted me to write on before? And he writes the word, he goes, the word contempt. He goes, right on contempt. I thought, oh, that would be a fun conversation. Because we talk about contempt in, how deadly it is in relationships, but we don't really dive into it of what it really is and the devastating impact it can actually have on our lives. So there we go. This is all about contempt. I hope you love it. It's a fun talk. So have you ever heard the saying that says, hurt people hurt people? You ever hear that? I've heard that before. Hurt people hurt people. And it's true. There's a fact that you can only give away what you have within you to give away. I love the hearts. Thanks, guys. Oh my God. And if someone's hurt and they're hurt on the inside, they're probably going to hurt the people around them because hurt people, right? This is why there's family patterns out there that go on for generations where they just keep hurting each other because hurt people, and it's this vicious cycle, right? We have the ability to break the chain. We can break the chain. We can choose to do anything we want in our life. I say all the time, we are not a tree. We are not stuck. We can go and do anything we want in life, right? So we can break this chain. If someone hurts you and you think, I'm going to get them. I'm going to get them back. I'm going to bite back. You're in a state of contempt. All that contempt means is that you have it out for someone, you wish ill on them, or you think you're better than them. Then you're in contempt. So contempt is a deadly situation. Anytime that you ever are in disregard of someone, you think you're better than them, or you want to hurt them, you're in contempt. Bad stuff, right? Contempt, I think it's a weapon of the weak. It's the weapon of the weak-minded people. It's actually a defense against our own unwanted ugliness. It's a defense of what's going on inside of us. We turn it into contempt and we go, no, it's all about you. And we spew it out onto that person. So it's actually a defense against the ugliness on the inside of someone. And contempt always destroys, doesn't it? It always does. It first destroys all the relationships in our lives. And then it goes after the individual. This is what I mean. Did you know that the number one predictor for divorce is contempt? Number one. And it's number one by a long shot, guys. Dr. Gottman has been doing these studies for so long, and he says, if I ever see contempt in a relationship where a husband or wife is talking down to the other person, I always check the box of they're not going to make it. I just check it off that they're not going to make it. Because what happens is, if someone is treating you with contempt and they're putting you down and they're hurting you and they're disrespecting you, eventually one day you're going to go, that's it, I've had enough. Everyone has a breaking point when it comes to contempt. Some people may last for 10 years, others may last for 20 years, but at some point in time they're going to go, I've had enough. And then it's over, right? Contempt, what it does is it puts us in a mindset that we think we're better than someone else. Doing this, it narrows your life. It leads you to despise yourself in the end. Follow me on this, guys. This is some powerful stuff. When I was writing this last night, they're going, oh my gosh, this is so good because it's so true. Okay, follow me on here. Contempt leads to a person despising themselves in the end. Because a person in contempt, they see themselves as elite, don't they? They're just a little bit better than everybody else. They got an elite mentality, right? So therefore, they're going to hate vulnerability. Because if you're elite and you're spectacular, then I don't want to be vulnerable because I'm risking my spectacularness, right? And boom, just like that, not being vulnerable, It'll block you from everything that's meaningful in your life. If you're not vulnerable, you'll never have a meaningful relationship. You with me on this? Right? Contempt also will cause a person to hate their youth because youth is immature. It needs improvement, doesn't it? Contempt will also cause a person to hate the older version of themselves because they just want to look young and be young. You see how contempt can actually turn someone in on themselves. The contempt person is so good and sure of themselves that they hate insecurity. If you hate insecurity, it's going to block you from ever taking a risk in your life. And I promise you, I think everyone that ever listened to this podcast, they know that your life begins at the edge of your comfort zone. It begins when you get a little bit nervous. In fact, I would say everything that's wonderful in your life is wrapped in fear. The moment you get through the fear, you get to the good stuff. And if you're someone in contempt and you hate insecurity, you'll never take a risk. And therefore, you'll never live your life. You with me on this? Amy, hello, I see ya. What's happening, Amy? I see you out there. I like the wave, right? Like that. Whatever holds someone in contempt is what holds them in their own self-imposed prison. You follow it? It's so true, right? It's great stuff. If you allow it, contempt will destroy a life. It can make someone's ego so large that they're impossible to be around. You with me on this? I love the hearts, right? I love that. Shelley, so true. You with me on this, right? This was fun to put together. Wow, there's a lot of angles to contempt. I was surprised last night. Contempt despises the possibility that we will outgrow it. Contempt wants you to stay there. It feeds itself, basically. It doesn't want you to outgrow it. And then it doesn't want you to look back on life and be disappointed that we never really lived without contempt. By the way, no real leader has contempt. You know why? Because all leadership is influence on other people around them. Leadership is nothing more than influence, nothing more, nothing less. And this is why here at the winery, we have no appointed titles at the winery. It's all natural leadership. So what happened here is all the people that had natural leadership, they just rose right up through the ranks. And everyone looks at them as the leader because it's natural. Leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. And then you can read a quote from Martin Luther King. He goes, you can have no influence over those for whom you have underlying contempt. I thought, oh my God, no real leader will ever have contempt for the people that he's trying to lead or she's trying to lead. I love the hearts. Are you with me on this? There is nothing that people forgive less than contempt. Contempt is a judgment against the core of both parties. Contempt is a judgment against the person that you're having contempt for and also against yourself because it's going to hold you right in that spot forever. It's not possible to look down on someone with contempt without looking down. We never want to look down. We always want to have our eyes up looking forward, right? We were born this way. Did you know that humans are the only animals that live our lives looking up? When you think about it, most animals, they live their lives looking down. A deer looks down. A rabbit looks down. They look down. We're born to look up. We all do. But when you're in contempt and you're looking down on someone, you have to look down. It's not the way we were born to be, right? Contempt has the ability to destroy a person, but it can also destroy a nation. Follow me on this. Oh my God. When people feel they don't need to follow the rules of society, the people are in contempt of the nation. You follow me on this? It's such oh my God. But I think you'd all agree that it could actually even get worse. It can get worse because when the people don't follow the rules, they think, no, I'm too good for the rules. I don't need to follow the rules. They're in contempt of the entire nation. But the government teaches people by its own example. I always say the leaders should serve the most. The leaders set the example. When the government becomes the lawbreaker, it breeds contempt for law. And it invites every single person to become law unto themselves. A guy named Louis Brandeis said that. The antidote to contempt, you know what it is? Humility and forgiveness. God, humility and forgiveness. I had the opportunity to write a lady. She wrote me about the podcast. And she was asking me about a situation with her family. And I said, the first thing you ought to do is just ask for forgiveness. Just say, I'm sorry. And she probably thought, I didn't do anything wrong. And you may not have. But if they perceived that you did something wrong, then just ask for forgiveness. It doesn't matter. People's perception is their reality, isn't it? It's so true. You know, it's Good Friday, this coming Friday, isn't it? As I'm writing this, I thought, oh my gosh, Easter's coming, Good Friday's coming up. You know, and I thought there is not a better example of avoiding contempt than the moment that Jesus was on the cross. And there were people literally spitting on him. And he said, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. That is the opposite of contempt. That is forgiveness. That is humility. That's the life we're born to live. You know, in the end, Jesus saw a lot in this world that he could cry over. I love the hearts. There were a lot of things he cried over, a lot of things he prayed over. But if you study the life of Jesus, there was not one single thing that he found contempt in this world. I love y'all. Hope you have a great Easter. Thanks for letting me be part of your life, y'all. I love putting these talks together. And we're designing these where they go from a Wednesday's talk to a podcast. Then the podcast actually turns into a book. Thank you for making it all happen. Without you being there, I wouldn't be able to be here. I'm so grateful for y'all. Thanks for being part of my life and making it wonderful. I love y'all. See you, Arlene. Talk to you soon. Bye, guys. Bye, Mary Wayne. Happy Easter. Teresa, I love that. Amen, right? Mama T's out there. I see you. What's happening? Can't wait to see you again, Mama T. Oh my God, it's been forever, right? Wow. See you guys. Bye, y'all. Love y'all. Thanks, everyone. Bye.